All right, time now to turn back to Hannah in the Storm Alert Center. It is a storm alert weather day. And Hannah, you are kind of pinpointing when we can expect to see that stormy weather today.
Exactly. And if you see behind me, we've already got a little bit of rain and, some thunder working its way through currently. Again, none of this is severe, just maybe a little bit of isolated heavy rain, and some of that could give a little rumbles of thunder, but still, the rain is starting to push its way through. But this is just round one, and round one we are not worried about whatsoever. It's when we head later on into this afternoon. So timing for the severe threat is going to be between 4 o'clock until around 11 o'clock tonight and maybe midnight. Now, the good news is this is not going to be an overnight threat. So those storms should push through and we don't have to worry about, staying up super late and, nervously watching the phone for those storm updates. But this is for the entire coverage area. That slight risk I'm going to show you guys in a little bit has expanded to more of our viewing area. Primary threats are going to be the large hail, damaging winds, and of course, with that, we could see a little bit of tree and roof damage there. I tried to say those two words together. That didn't go well. Maybe some power outages just due to those gusty winds, which are going to work through. So here is a look at the severe weather outlook. You see here that slight 2 out of 5 has kind of extended out just a little bit farther to the east over here. The marginal 1 out of 5 risk is there in the green, the slight in the yellow. So that just means this is a slightly higher risk than over there in the green. The biggest issues are going to be the possibility for the large hail, high winds. I wanted to show you guys on the threat bar just to give you kind of a scale. Flooding and tornadoes, that tornado threat has decreased since yesterday, basically looking at a slim to none threat for any tornadoes. So, sigh of relief right there. Again, gusty winds, the potential for some hail, some of which, could be on the larger side. So again, these are the areas where we're expecting the higher risk for some damaging wind here in the yellow. So, and if you live in any of these locations, you're at a slightly higher risk. Here in the brown, the risk is still there, but not quite as high. And the same goes again for the hail outlook, which is, kind of configured slightly differently, but still we could see a little bit of that falling on the ground. If you get any pictures or videos, be sure to send them to weather@local3news.com. It's always cool to see some of that hail. And guess what? Here's a look at the tornado risk. There's nothing on that screen right there. So again, that has decreased since yesterday, which is fantastic news. But we're still going to be watching these storms as they work through because, again, some of them could be a little bit strong. So this is moving into around 2 o'clock. So, again, that first line is kind of moved out over to the east. Around 4 o'clock, that's when we start to see some of these storms just fire up. And then that's going to continue as we head through the rest of this afternoon, maybe a few break periods. Again, it's not like this firm line that's going to work through and sit on top of us. We're going to get some breaks in between these storms. And then the heaviest part working out later in the evening and then clearing out as we head into your Friday. Now, Friday will give us a few chances of some thunder and maybe a couple heavy areas of heavy rainfall, but none of that's going to be severe. It's going to probably be limited more to the afternoon, but make sure you're staying tuned with us as we head into the rest of today. We'll keep you updated on that severe weather threat.